Chair Frank O'Connell, you want to start us off?
Yes. Yeah, we were, after they had the airport town hall, we were required to have a special meeting due to what I call an inadvertent violation of the quorum rule. We had restricted attendance for the advisory board to 3 voting members, myself, the vice chair, and the representative from the city of Hayden. And during the course of the meeting, we discovered we had a 4th voting member there, unbeknownst to us. So Jonathan suggested that we have a special meeting within 14 days to cure the inadvertent violation. So we conducted a meeting on November 21st. We restricted it to 1 item of business only. It was attended by all but one of the alternates. And what we did was we read a statement prepared by Jonathan acknowledging the violation, disclosing what was discussed, and also advising that there had been no motions made, no action taken by any members of the advisory board. And with that, we concluded the meeting.
Okay. Good. Questions?
No questions, thank you.
All right. Update on the airport town hall.
I can lead or? Yep. So yeah, a couple weeks ago, the commission hosted a town hall here between Commissioner Matari and myself regarding the airport. It was the first of its kind down here. It, in my mind, went very well. We had a very large turnout. We discussed basically airport history, where we've been, where are we going, issues arising coming at us in the future. I believe it was pretty well received. We had a lot of community input regarding operations around the airport with, in regards to noise and increased traffic and just different types of aircraft that they're seeing. I feel like we had a pretty good opportunity to explain why they're seeing certain types at different times. Definitely using it as a data input stream as far as what people are seeing as far as the continuous traffic and noise and ways that we can address that. I think it was the first time publicly that a lot of the community outside the airport has heard that the airport, its users, are on board with finding a solution. So really hasn't been addressed in the past as far as trying to find policies and procedures to be that friendly neighbor and work with the community. We're part of the community, we have to work with them. So that was kind of our first debut of we're working on this, we hear you. It's going to take a little bit of time, but before the busy season next year, we're going to have some different things we're rolling out to try and address those concerns. So we definitely hear everyone.
Great.
But largely, I would say it was pretty well received and went pretty well. So
I agree. I think one of the biggest things is just getting good feedback from people, establishing those feedback loops so that we can actually work with good information and make good decisions with it.
Absolutely. So. Yeah, I would say we had a pretty a good mix. It wasn't, all airport users. It wasn't all community. I would say it was probably 50-50 as far as the house. And so it was really good to have everyone there.
Yeah, and I especially liked your what you put together for the history of the airport, and just really kind of explaining the airport with the overheads and the pictures and things like that. So good job.
Thank you.
Good. All right. Item 3, general update from the airport director.
Absolutely. So the biggest thing that's kind of coming to a close, we have completed the tower project that we built out of the containers and everything. The project's all finished minus the exterior paint, so that'll have to wait until next season when it's warmer temperatures outside. But all in all, the season is closed as far as the controllers. They left on October 31st. They're slated to be back May 1st for their next 6-month season in 25. It went very well this season. I don't believe there were actually any pilot deviations as far as people not knowing the tower was there or trying to act out against it. Everyone was very worked with the tower very well, and I think that had a lot to do with the meetings we had prior to the tower opening. That definitely that pilot user interface, the communication with the community, everything like that. So it went very well. We collected a lot of data. I would say this year was kind of our data collection year that we can apply next year when it comes to directing traffic in different areas, ideas they came up with, just trying to see how the traffic is flowing. So it was pretty much note-taking the entire time on the operations. We're currently working on the RFP for next year's controllers, so we'll have that available in the next few weeks here. I want to get that out a little bit earlier this year, before Christmas, preferably, and see what we get as a return on that. All of basically the airport is in winter mode at this point. Most of our summer maintenance has come to a close. All of our snow equipment's ready to go. We're just kind of in winter mode at this point. We're hosting our annual snow meeting tomorrow at 11 a.m. For airport users. Basically, they come down, learn about how we move snow, if they have any requests. Different flight departments will show up and give us their trip sheets for the winter and stuff, so we kind of know where everyone's moving and try and accommodate them best we can as far as snow. Currently working with the Forest Service, kind of on a weekly basis, in the preliminary design of their new facility on the airport. They're looking to relocate out of their current facility to a different side of the airport, a little more efficient. Not necessarily growing in size, it's just having the ramp space to move airplanes around more efficiently and not get two airplanes to contact each other. So their current location during a fire event can kind of turn into a log jam down there with the tankers and stuff. So they just are looking for a better location on the airport. So more to come on that in the next couple months. One positive thing with the new, with the base moving to a different location would be the ability to address the decoupling issue with the tanker base. By the base moving from its current location and with different monies coming in from the Forest Service in regards to the new location, we might have the ability to do the lengthening of our runway 24, which is in our master plan, which would allow us to address our runway 220 decoupling issue by essentially that runway getting longer. We can just reconfigure the taxiways and we don't lose any runway length. We actually gain runway length there. So that would be an extremely positive way to put that issue to bed finally. So more to come on that as well. Finally, the airport staff is working on cutting over to our new access control software with Verkada. I would say roughly 50% of our gates at the airport are cut over to the new system. They're actively out there as we speak, doing the final cutover on the other gates. So essentially it's giving the airport user the ability to control the access to their hangar without having to come to us. It puts them in the driver's seat. They have the keys to their facility and they get to let, you know, they're still the responsible party, but they can allow in whoever they want. It's all based on like Bluetooth. You can still do hard cards if you want, but it's very, it's a system that'll last us for the next 30 years and be able to continue to move forward. Our old system was outdated, antiquated, and really having a lot of issues. So once we get over the little speed bump of getting it cut over and everyone on the same page, I think it'll serve us well in the future. Other than that, airport ops is normal and available for any questions if you have any.
Okay, questions?
No questions, but just a comment. I really appreciate your service-oriented attitude with this, not only with the stakeholders at the airport, because I think a lot of those issues, including even the gates, I think we had an issue with the gate where one of the hangar owners couldn't get to their hangar for, you know, an emergency situation. And so I appreciate that as well as with the community. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Yep. Thank you. It's nice to see somebody client-centered with community outreach. So I
Definitely.
appreciate that. Okay. All right. Anything else?
No.
All right. Then I'll call for public comment. All right. Jonathan? All right. Hearing none. 9:09. Meeting adjourned.